I am the John Dada showstopper. Right now is the one and only, no other. Just pulled up, lifted, and persisted, ignoring my voice of reason. I've seen things that I'll never mention. I've seen people do more for attention. Here comes Mr. Know-It-All. I know so much, but I don't listen. Lord knows that I feel that pressure. God, please forgive me for stressing.
Welcome to season 2 of the One and Only podcast, and we just want to tell y'all Merry Christmas. This will be out on Christmas, and I have the only one, Mayor Coleman, here with me right now.
Yes, sir.
And we just want to tell y'all Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year as well. Mayor, I want to get right into it. It's been about a year since our last interview.
Mm-hmm.
A lot's changed. We have a vaccine now, and we're kind of trying to get ahead of COVID. But before anything else, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm
Okay.
doing beyond great.
Okay.
We just had the Christmas parade.
Yes.
Night ago maybe, and it was a wonderful time. We were handing out candy and turkeys.
Yeah.
And so that was a big deal. So I feel really, really good that we were able to do something positive for Muskogee.
Absolutely. And I mean, I was right next to you.
Yes.
I wasn't on the same float as you, but just, seeing you're so active in the community, it just brings me great joy. How will you be celebrating Christmas this year?
With my remote control and my couch.
Okay.
I think this Christmas I'm going to take a break. I'm not going to travel. We will be at the Civic Center giving out food baskets.
Okay.
And so we'll do that. That's a normal tradition in Muskogee where we go there and feed families who are not just needy for food, but some people are needy for company.
Okay.
This is a time of year where people feel lonely. And
Absolutely.
so we partner with a lot of people,
Mhm.
a lot of companies to be certain that we can give back. So my morning will be spent giving away food. My afternoon will be spent absolutely chilling.
Okay. And what time does that start?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
We'll get that information.
We'll
get that information out. I'm a food person. So I gotta ask you, what are you looking forward to eat on Christmas?
Well, I will have my own gumbo.
Okay.
So I will have that.
Yes.
Another friend of mine is preparing dressing. So
Mhm.
it'll be a gumbo dressing chicken kind of Christmas.
I'm kind of looking forward to the turkey, the greens, the yams. I kind of eat the same stuff that I ate on Thanksgiving, but I eat a little bit more barbecue on Christmas than I do on actual Thanksgiving. So I love gifts, don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm at the age now where I'm just looking forward to the food and, just spending fellowship
Yeah.
with my family.
I think if I have greens,
Yeah.
it'll only be if Fat Fries is open.
Oh, yeah.
He has the best greens in Muskogee.
Speaking of fat fries, I want to give a huge shout out to my friend, to my brother, Mr. Tremaine Bates. We're here at his barbershop right now, and he is our gracious host. And we just want to thank you for allowing us to record this here at his shop. Y'all know if y'all need a haircut and if you're hungry, please follow my man, T-Fats the Barber, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything. You can follow him everywhere. And again, bro, I truly appreciate it. Let's dig into it.
Okay.
Let's dig into it. So since our last interview in 2022, how have you adapted as your role as our mayor?
It's been a challenge. One of the things that I think people take for granted is that mayors have to lead through a pandemic. When we were campaigning in 2019, there was no pandemic. People did not know what COVID-19 was. When we went into the election season into 2020, everything changed in terms of how we live as a people. And it's even more complicated in terms of how you manage and how you govern. One thing that we can say is that we have managed the pandemic and continue to manage the pandemic in a way where Muskogee is open for business.
Yes.
But it's not as easy as it looks. There's a lot of dynamics into that. I've seen entire cities in other parts of Oklahoma that have lost huge economic investment by having the pandemic obliterate whole neighborhoods of commerce. We haven't had that story to tell here in Muskogee. And so a lot has changed, but we're surviving.
Okay. That's good. I think for the most part, first of all, I think you've done a fantastic job. as
Thank
our
you.
mayor. With not knowing, I mean, you clearly when you won, we had no clue that this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But just to see how you know, kind of turned the corner with just getting us masked, you know, the very, you know, when we didn't even know how this was going to be, from the vaccination coming out, and you're the first, you know, first person on top of it that I know that's a leader in our community that, you know, is avid for it, you know. So I just appreciate that.
And we were the first city, if not the only city in Oklahoma, to give all of its residents masks.
Yes.
I mean, everybody got a package of 5 masks in the mail. At that time, that was what we thought was best, and we wanted to be certain that people could be safe and learn how to survive and thrive through a pandemic, which is a challenge.
Which
to
we're
this
still
day.
learning, you know, what's going on. It's continuously evolving, and we're trying to still kind of get ahead of it. You know, kind of really, you know, I just want it to be done with. I understand there's a process to it, but you know, I just truly believe that, you know, with everything that you have done, you know, even with the commercials, you know, mask down, sleeves up, mask down. You know, I think everything was like very positive in that aspect of you truly want everybody to live, you know, in Muskogee, you know,
and have options.
and have
Have choices. At least you can get free vaccinations every week at the Martin Luther King Community Center here in Muskogee. That's a service we provide through the Muskogee County Health Department. People can believe what they want to believe about the pandemic, but at least we're giving people options in terms of their health. And so being able to do that, to provide free vaccinations to our community for anyone who wants it in the county right here in Muskogee, I think that's the greatest give back that we could have done during this pandemic, to have that option available.
Absolutely. Yes. So if you're still needing your vaccination, the Martin Luther King Center still is giving out free vaccinations. So look that up on Facebook, look that up anywhere where you can, and you can schedule your appointment to get your free vaccination. How are we, switching subjects here, last time we had spoken, we had talked about the infrastructure of Muskogee. And we're making progress on 24th Street. So I'm happy to see that.
Yeah.
But what is the, outside of 24th Street, what is the progress right now in Muskogee on our previous talk that we had?
One of the things that we did that I think was really good on the southwest part of town, we were able to do mill and overlay projects on streets without having to do it through the CIP money, the $6 million over a number of years that voters passed a couple of years ago. That was good in the sense that once we get back to that quadrant of the city, we're keeping up with the work that we had already started. And so to be in a situation where we are now, where every quadrant of the city is getting either mill and overlay or total streets replaced, is a big deal for voters. That was something that I campaigned on. That was something that people wanted. We've done Northeast. Now we're getting ready to open the bid package for Northwest.
Okay.
We will then go back to Southwest and then to Southeast. And so it's been a really, really good process to see streets actually being repaired in Muskogee. Will we repair every single street with only $24 million? No.
No, yeah.
But will we complete a lot of streets? Yes. We're in the process now of trying to figure out what's the next phase so that we can maintain the streets that we repair. Because it's Oklahoma, you're going to have snow and ice, which means you're going to have asphalt to get destroyed. So you have to go back and resurface those streets, if not annually, then biannually at least. And so we're already thinking about, how do we keep this going? Because we don't want to live in one cycle of great streets, great momentum, and then not leave anything for the next person to be able to carry on. And so we're trying to figure that process out now in terms of costs, in terms of long-term planning. So how often do you do it so that a pothole doesn't become a crater?
Yes.
It's filled the moment it's reported. And all that's a dynamic that we're working out now.
Okay. And what they say, a plan to a person without a plan is a plan to fail. So at least y'all have a plan to get those things done. I think it's safe to say that you don't have to be from here to be the mayor in Muskogee. And what I mean by that is, if you're for the people, you're for the people. What do you say about that?
I think if you commit your life to people, you're a people person wherever you live. Whether you're from here, raised here, I've been here 11 years, and I'm proud to say that in the 11 years that I've been here, I've touched a lot of lives, made a positive difference. And so I think it's disingenuous to say you have to be from somewhere for that person, for that place to grow. At the same time, when you say we want people to come and move to Muskogee, if you want people to move here, you can't say come to Muskogee.
And then
but you're not from here, so we're not going to give you an opportunity to do anything. I mean, I think that's kind of a oxymoron to say that. So I think it's important for people to know that to be a city where we want to live, work, and play, that means that we have to embrace other people who want to be a part of that movement, who want to be a part of that lifestyle, who want to get away from the high hustle and bustle of larger cities, or where they can be nestled quietly and safely into Muskogee, where we're trying to be a complete city. So that means whether you're from here or not, as long as you're making a difference, at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I even with my business, I love having a different perspective on things. You know, why does, everybody from Muskogee or any city that, where they have a mayor, why would you want something that everybody's kind of already accustomed to? You want something new, you want something fresh, so just kudos to you, and I'm super happy about all your success. And speaking of your success, I know we talked about the infrastructure, but what are some of the personal goals that you have accomplished for Muskogee as you've been our mayor?
Well, we said we wanted better streets. We're getting better streets.
Yeah.
We said we wanted to stay open during the pandemic. We're open during the pandemic. We said that we wanted Muskogee to be a place where you can live, work, and play. We're putting those components into place. We've had several businesses to open during the COVID, during the pandemic. For me, that's a clear indication that business is strong. And these were not just your corporate businesses. These were small businesses like Fat Fries, like the businesses up and down Main Street. They opened during the pandemic. That was a key thing for us to be able to accomplish. We had set out to do some things with downtown. Now we have fought and secured a little bit over $500,000 for downtown revitalization, to pretty it up, to make it a place where people can play, where they can enjoy. We just signed a contract with Bird Scooters to put scooters downtown, because younger families were always saying that they went to Broken Arrow or they went to Tulsa to ride scooters. Well, guess what? In the next few months, you'll be able to do that right here in Muskogee.
Wow.
People said that they wanted better housing. We have allocated $1.5 million in rescue plan money just for housing incentives.
Wow.
That means that now we're at a little more competitive advantage in terms of saying to home developers, you can come to Muskogee, we'll help you with water and sewer infrastructure for every house that you build up to so many houses. We are quickly growing into a community that can be live, work, and play. We want to be a complete community. And to be a complete community, you have to have all of those parts in place. We want people to work here. In the last couple of months, we've announced 2 jobs, either relocating to Muskogee or expanding in Muskogee. Next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, we'll be announcing another job.
Wow.
And these are totaling nearly $1.2 billion in job investment here in Muskogee. There's another company, I'll let them tell their story first. They're preparing a major expansion. We're fairly confident that it's going to be approved. Those are all things that we talked about in the first campaign that are now coming to pass. And we have a team of people at the city council level, a team of people at the city level. They're all making it happen.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I think I would be remiss if I didn't say is that the members of the council, the city staff leadership, they allow me to be the biggest cheerleader for Muskogee, to put the positive face, the positive image. Nobody wants to be where they feel like the leadership doesn't care.
Yeah.
I often joke with people.
I was going to get into that. Go ahead.
I often joke with people that you can't go to a larger city in Oklahoma and the mayor just hugs your neck. But that happens right here in Muskogee, USA. And people feel the love, they feel the warmth, they feel the growth, and they're excited about the future. And I'm hoping that, I can continue to help lead in that growth track.
That's crazy, because it's so good to hear that, because I was just about to tell you, you are everywhere. When I say everywhere, I mean you're at the parades, you're at just different church events, you're at Shout out to my friend Alfred Walker, Freight Train.
Yep.
You're at his fights. I mean, you are everywhere. You are definitely a pillar in the community, which kind of leads me. I'm kind of going to double back on this question, but was that like not necessarily a strategy, but was that like a meditated plan to kind of, man, I want to be involved in Muskogee? Like, because to be honest, when I say I'm always bragging about you. Whether I see you on Facebook, whether I actually see you in person, I'm like, man, how does he have time to be everywhere? I mean, from you handing out breakfast with, the fraternity here in Muskogee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just everywhere. I mean, and it's always positive things. Hugging grandmas and kids and kissing babies. You know what I mean? It's just great to see. How have you doing that? How has that, like, how do you feel like that's truly impacted Muskogee, and was it a plan for you to actually do that?
I don't think it was a plan. The Bible says your gift makes room for you. Mm-hmm. I think when you're in position, the real you comes out.
Okay.
And it's in my personality to just be around people, to laugh with people, to talk to people. I was in store last night. All I wanted to do was go in there, grab some oysters, go home and make an oyster po' boy, watch a movie and relax. Mm-hmm. But I could not get out the store in probably less than an hour.
Oh,
because
that happens.
Everybody wanted to say, hey, that's the mayor. Hey, that's Coleman. Hey, that's Marlon. Mm-hmm. And for me, that means that the goal of connecting municipal government to community is working. Mm-hmm. That people see their mayor, that they know their mayor, that they know he's in their community. I'm not just a silhouette on a ballot. Mm-hmm. I'm actually in the community.
Yeah.
Showing the love, showing the concern that I think people have been missing. We live in a very toxic environment in terms of politics right now. Mm-hmm. And people view their elected officials as either Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, why can't we meet somewhere in the middle. Mm-hmm. and just love on people and treat them like they deserve to be treated? They need to know that their mayor cares, that their mayor concerns. And so being everywhere, touching as many people as I can, it's part of who I naturally am. Mm-hmm. And it's just become multiplied with my role as mayor.
Got you. So now that we know who you are, we've given you time, and I love it, and I hope the people do love it as well. I know that there's another election coming up. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, without, keeping it positive, like, what do we have? What are you looking forward to on this next election? And as a supporter of you, and not just as my mayor, but I feel like, we're truly friends. Mm-hmm. What do we have to look forward to on this next journey, on this next chapter that you're about to face?
I think on the next chapter, we're looking at making Muskogee a complete city. So we've been talking about live, work, and play almost as separate components, but now we need to link all of that together. And so in the next phase, if I'm fortunate, one of the things that we want to be able to do is start to take the words from the paper and put them into practice in a way that it's a part of who we are, regardless as to who the mayor or the city council is. Okay. That means that we've got to put plans in place that are basically run and enjoyed by the community. So when I say we're going to widen 69 to 7 lanes, we fought to have that happen. There was an argument at one time to just rebuild the same highway, and I thought, no, we're not going to do that. No. We need 7 lanes. Mm-hmm. For that to happen and be enjoyed over a long period of time, it's got to be the people's project. They have to know that we're doing this for them, and we're obligated to be certain that whatever goes on that highway is for the people, all of the people. And so going forward, we have to be certain that we take the plans off the page and make them reality. We're contracting with a small industry right now who all they do is go into small cities and say, you got the world ahead of you, but here's how you get from good to great. Okay. We hope to release the details of that plan in the next several months and then show the people that we're not just talking, we're actually putting teeth to food. We're actually putting work into the plan.
You got to see it, yeah.
Because, Muskogee has been behind for probably 60 years.
Oh, yeah.
We've been the same size in population for about 40 years. There's no reason for that, but we haven't had the opportunity to show the people, here's your greatest potential. here's where you can actually go as a community. And for that to happen, that means that me as the leader of the city, those who are elected, those who lead through positions in the government, and most importantly, people in the community. We've got to lock arm in arm and say, this is what we want, and we will not stop until we get it.
Okay.
We want live, work, play, shop, fun. We want all that in Muskogee. We want to say in the next phase, we have ended the cycle of hightailing it up the turnpike because you can't find what you need to do here in Muskogee.
Muskogee, yes.
That's going to take a lot of effort, and to be quite honest, it's going to take a lot of investment.
Yes.
I think people think stores just pop up out the ground.
No.
That doesn't happen.
Not at all. Not at all.
Houses don't just get built. Jobs don't just find small town America. That has to be an incentive package that touches every aspect of live, work, and play. And we have to have the guts and the courage to say, here's the plan, here's what it costs, let's make it happen. Okay. And I know that's a possibility in Muskogee.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think it will be done. And I pray that it's done in my lifetime. So
I want it to be done before you're an old man.
Yes. I want to see.
I don't want your grandkids to enjoy it. I want you to enjoy it.
I would love to.
I want your kids that you have now to enjoy it.
Yes.
And that's why I try to emphasize to people that what we do today, every decision we make, every vote we cast is about futures. I think why we're stuck is because every vote has been about where people were in that moment. So what's best for them and their constituents? No, we have to think future. We have to think, what do we want in terms of people wanting to relocate and in terms of stopping the hemorrhage of people wanting to get away from Muskogee. And so we cast these votes, we make these decisions, we come up with these plans so that people can have opportunity to see it in their natural lifetime. Yes. Not as you and I sit in a nursing home looking from a window saying, oh, there's Highway 69 that we built. It's just happening. No, we want that to happen.
We want it to happen, yes.
5 to 10 years tops. Most of the things I'm talking about, we want that to be done.
And I think it's going to be great. And not to get spiritual or anything, but I'm a firm believer in writing things down and seeing it manifest. So for it to be written down and for people to see it, then they'll be able to see that this goal is tangible. This goal that we want to have everything here in Muskogee and not have to go down to Tulsa or Broken Arrow, which, it's fine, but we want it here.
We want it here.
We want it here. This is what it's going to take. Let's knock it out the park.
People are already engaging me in terms of setting up a cigar lounge in Muskogee.
Yes.
They're already engaging me in terms of setting up a really fancy, top-notch recreational facility for families.
Yes.
We already have the designs. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too soon. We already have some of the designs on how do you set up an adult recreation facility. So we want to go play basketball when we leave here. Yeah. Right now, there's no place to go.
There's no place to go.
Hopefully in a year, 18 months tops, we have gone beyond the design phase, identified an area, and are ready to construct what people want in terms of adult workout and entertainment. Yeah. And so all of that can happen in our lifetime. We just have to have the guts and the courage to say we're going to make it happen. We're not going to take any hostages. No. Nobody's going to tell us, well, we don't do that way in Muskogee. Yeah. Well, that's too bad. We're going to do it
We're going to do it anyway.
We're going to get stuff done.
Yeah.
People said it was an anomaly that we would get so many streets fixed. It happened.
It happened.
They said it would be an anomaly. Nobody's, the housing market is not in Muskogee. We have subdivisions going up right now.
Specifically on Country Club. I see that they're developing
that's going
that
on
right
over
now.
There. We're looking at the southwest side of town. To put in another development, 2 developments, housing developments. We're thinking about how can we incentivize somebody to go there because we want people to be able to live in any part of the city.
Yes.
And I feel like I got to live on the east
side. Yes. I want you to live on the
west. We want to live on the west side.
Yes. Yes.
We want you to live where you want to live and be comfortable.
Correct.
Not live somewhere because you don't have any options. All of that, if we work this right, can happen in our lifetime. We won't be old men and women. We'll be young enough to say, wow, look what happened.
Yes. Well, man, I'm gonna end it right here because we're gonna do some more. I'm not gonna let y'all know, but we got a little series going on that we might do together. But I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything. I think you've answered what we would like to know on Christmas. I think some of the things that you have told us is gonna be a present for people on Christmas. And I just truly appreciate you. I truly appreciate you. I thank you for the lead that you are in Muskogee. I'm a firm believer of just positive being a positive person, just having positive energy just everywhere, you know, and what you have done and what you have embodied here in Muskogee in this short amount of time is unheard of. But, you know, anything is possible. So I definitely truly appreciate you. To all my listeners, all my watchers from anywhere, I just want to thank y'all for joining season 2 of the One and Only podcast, with the opener on Christmas Day with our mayor, Marlon Coleman. We just definitely appreciate him for being here. I just want to thank you guys, and I want y'all to have a great Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I am the John Dada showstopper, right now is the one and only, no other. Just pulled up, lifted, and persisted, ignoring my voice of reason. I've seen things that I'll never mention. I've seen people do more for attention. Here comes Mr. Know-It-All. I know so much, but I don't listen. Lord knows that I feel that pressure. God, please forgive me for stressing.